Buenos dias. Feliz Domingo. Make sure we have our volume up. Hi guys, hello, good morning. Bonjour. Welcome to the live. You know, I started a little early because I got the oven on and I am cutting some Brussels sprouts that we are going to add to our curry. A curry is a bean peas mixture. Good morning, Deborah. How are you? We're making a curry today. And when you think of curry, it's not like a curry chicken, you know, a curry is just a dish, good morning, that is made up of usually peas and vegetables in a thick sauce. So today, and it is like a vegan dish, right? Because I haven't had meat in a couple of weeks. And I kind of like the curry because it's very versatile, because it's got the beans, it's got the peppers, it's got the veggies, whatever you want, and then you put it in a thick sauce. When I first started making the curry, I was looking for a Japanese curry. Good morning, doing good. And they was selling these cubes that added flavor to the dish. And then I started reading the ingredients and all the things just long I couldn't pronounce. I was like, And then it had MSG. That was it for me. So we don't need to use those things to season our food. You know how I am about seasoning my food. So today we're gonna have peppers. We're gonna have, because in keeping with our fall theme, so we're gonna have some, look at this beautiful calabaza squash. They call it zapallo in Espanol, zapallo. But last week, I have been trying to make this since last week, but I haven't cooked this week, I don't think. And you can also buy them vacuum packed, already cut up, which, you know, cuts down on the cutting. And this morning I was cutting, I had one little small potato left from something I did, and I peeled it and I went to cut it, and this baby here cut up a little piece of my finger. So, and I'm a bleeder, so, all right, we're good though. You know, it shows you that it doesn't matter how experienced of a cook you are, you could still get burned and get cut. And I haven't had a cut in a long, long time. So we're gonna have the peppers, whatever I have in my fridge. I usually would go to the fridge and see what else I have that I need to get rid of. And guess what? I found some okra this week. So I bought the baby okra. I don't like the big one because then they get really hard and the texture is too harsh. So the baby ones, so I have that in there, and I have some carrots. I'm gonna roast these in herb oil. The oven is already on. And then I got some Brussels sprouts. You know how much I love Brussels sprouts. Usually I like to eat them by themselves, but I'm gonna add them to the curry today with the okra. I've never put okra in a curry before. And then I have edamame and green peas I'm gonna blanch and add towards the end. Then you put the stock, and then you start building your flavor. Coconut milk. I have some ginger I'm gonna add in there. And I was able to get some allspice. Oh, somebody asked me, what can I bring you? If you can bring me a big jar of allspice, that would be great. But I had a hard time finding allspice. I knew if I went to Cologne, you know, we have lots of Jamaicans, they would have it. So, I know, baby, who's calling baby? I'm doing fine, thank you. But anyway, I'm gonna add a little bit of that. I just like allspice. I like the flavor. When I was making the jerk seasoning, I was out of allspice, but I got some. So we're gonna do that. Ooh, I forgot my oil in there. Oh, goodness. All right. Oh, Ooh. I made oil for my hair and it was so hot. I wanted to cool it off before I strain it into my container, and then it almost froze. I have some rosemary that was going bad and I didn't want to throw. Good morning, Greta. I didn't want to throw the whole thing away. So I used this mixture for my hair, and my hair has grown on that. So I slow cook the rosemary, bay leaves, and cloves. And then I just strain it and I put it in a little jar, and that's what I use in my hair. I don't have to buy a thing for my hair anymore. I put it on my scalp before I wash my hair, and after I wash my hair, I put some. So that's that, because I knew I was going to need this to cook some rice to eat with the curry. All right, let's get our veggies in the oven. All right, couldn't believe that knife just went after my little pinky this morning. No bueno. How are you guys doing? It is a beautiful sunny, let me show you, sunny day out today. This is, I have the fan blowing on me because it's a little warm in here, but it's very sunny here in Panama City, and I can imagine around the beach areas it would be lovely. All right, so this is gonna go in the oven. And I wanted to show you, I went ahead and bought 2 other packs of okra. So yes, that was for my hair. So I bought 2 of these. I'm gonna cut them up when I finish, and I'm gonna freeze them, right? Because they don't hold back. Now, foodies is a bit pricey. It's $2.12 for a pack. They're cheaper at Reba Smith, okay? But I want you to know, when I find them, I just load up, because I could go weeks after that and I can't find them. So, no bueno. All right, got my tea today. I wasn't nursing a cold, but it was like I was trying to get a cold, and I don't want to have a cold. No congestion or anything, but you know, my body did what it's supposed to do. So in here, I'm going to add some more garlic. I have plenty of herbs. So, how's everyone doing? How was your week? My week was about the same. You know, dealing with folks and trying to just keep everything on the positive side, not allowing the news. Oh my goodness. No, we don't need to talk about the news, but oh well. Mass shootings and more shootings. Oh my goodness. It's crazy. So I'm gonna add a little bit of ginger to my herb oil today. Don't you love ginger? You could put ginger in pretty much everything. I like to put it in my smoothies, in my tea. Ginger with chicken is amazing. It just adds good flavor. Don't buy ginger powder. Don't do that. You're gonna hurt my heart. It is so cheap and abundant here. And I know you can find ginger pretty much everywhere. So I know that. So no excuses. None. Alright. I'm gonna put some ginger. Then I'm gonna squeeze some lime juice onto my mixture. And what I want to do is, once it's done, I'm going to put the oven high because I want these to cook fast. Maybe I'm going to cover them. Ooh, no, we got to cut these in half. ¿Qué pasó aquí? Oh, okay. Oh, they just didn't open up. Yeah. You know, I'm just a vegetable nut. I am. It's like, bring it on. I'll mix it and I'll find a way to use it. Okay? So we're gonna have rice today. I'm gonna cook just a little bit because I don't want the carb but you could use any grain you want. And I know you guys asked me to cook some grain. This, I'm trying to think what I'm gonna cook next week. I thought I would make that yellow soup, squash soup that I make, soup jumeau. And in terms of grain, you don't really need grain for that soup because it's got potatoes in there and it's got some pasta as well. All right, so that's that. So how's everybody doing? You guys are good? Buenos y bendición, buen día. Okay, I'm gonna try ginger with my tea. Oh yes. Ginger, especially in your smoothies. Add ginger, turmeric, cayenne pepper, black pepper, apple cider vinegar. Put that all in your smoothie. Anything that you think would be a good supplement or whatever, chia seeds. I put all that in my smoothie. Spirulina, flaxseed, you know, put all of that. Now, I've never had, what is it, that sea moss that everybody talks about. I haven't had that. All right, so we got our oil in there. I'm just gonna add a little bit of salt. This is sea salt. Eso. And squeeze a little bit of lemon juice. When you roll the lemon, you release the juice. Okay? Ooh, bonito. So I'm gonna cover this because I don't want it to burn. I'm gonna put a piece of foil on top of it. And then take the foil off towards when it's almost done. I watched this guy this morning show how he makes his turkey. Well, you know, it's almost turkey season. So we have to start thinking turkey. Oh, what happened here? I cleaned my oven the other day, but I think I left some film there. Don't want anything to happen to my pretty oven. Okay, so the squash, I am going to use one of these little things because the squash cooks so fast. I don't want to put it in with the other veggies. But also, when you put the squash in there, towards the end, you push some of the squash against the side of the dish so it can work as your thickener. Yes. Because I don't have that curry mix anymore, so I need to find a way to thicken the sauce. So we're gonna do that. We put the coconut milk, and then at the end, if we need, we can still put a little bit of the cornstarch. You know, I'm not shy about using cornstarch to thicken my sauces. I don't know why I've been thinking about gumbo lately. I don't know why. All right, I think maybe that's enough. Because, you know, you have to think of all the stuff you have going on. I also have some leftover bok choy that I'm going to use today because I need to get rid of it. And I have leftover Swiss chard from last week. So we're going to put those towards the end. We're going to cut them small and then put them in the on the skillet like we did, and then just add it at the end. Just going to give you a pop of color, which we're going to need because the the Brussels sprouts is gonna turn, the color is gonna change. Let's put it this way. It's not gonna be nice and green like a broccoli. No. So learn to love squash. It is your best friend. It is good for you. It's pretty. It's colorful. So, oh yeah, I wanted to tell you my story about butternut squash. I couldn't find it in my store. So that's why we're not doing butternut squash soup, but maybe I'll still make it. Not that we only want to do soups now, you know, that's not the goal. And I'm going to be doing a segment on decluttering, and I'm going to show you why I need to declutter already. Swiss chard, bok choy, yeah. Squash is amazing. Zucchini is not easy to find here. They have lots of cucumbers. Zucchini and yellow squash, not so easy. So I know in those typically Panamanian stores, you're not gonna find Brussels sprouts. You're not gonna find zucchini. Because these are not local vegetables, right? All right, so a little bit of herb oil. What would I do without my herb oil? I don't know. I would feel totally naked, so to speak, as a chef, because that is something I started using and it has made a world of difference in my cooking. Why use regular oil when you can have herb oil? Boring. You can make salad dressing. It's a base for a lot of things, right? I need to wash my hands real quick. Oh, good. I was able to find a spot for my fan. Because I'm back to the issue with the AC. We struggle with that here in Panama because sometimes they don't work. I had a sister call me yesterday. She's like, how much is your monthly electric bill? And I say, currently, mine is around $50, believe it or not. And my friend, she said she bought fans all over her apartment, and she's got like a 4-bedroom, bath kind of thing, bigger, much bigger than what I have. And she said she's got fans in every room and everywhere. She said her bill is like $35 a month. And then this girl said, oh, how much is your electric? And I said, well, I got one fan, and I don't like a lot of cold weather anyway, but I want to be comfortable. I don't want to be sweating. And I said, it's about 50. She said, my landlord, who wanted to keep the account under his name, told her the bill was $300 and something. Be careful. I insisted that I switch the bill to my name. I went to Naturgy, which is the company that provides electricity in the city, and I said, I want to change over because, you know, you do get a senior discount here in Panama with your ID, your cedula. And I said, no, I want you to change it. And she did. And my bill, it started being $100 something, and then, you know, I'm kind of watching it. I had a central unit that quit working, which is fine because it was the one that was using a lot more energy. And so we have the units in the bedrooms. The central one was good for the living space area. But with the fan, and if I turn on one unit in one room, it kind of keeps the apartment cool. And if I'm not home, I turn everything off, right? All right, so now, let me show you my, why I need to declutter my kitchen. And I'm just gonna show you my my drawer, okay? Remember I told you guys that I had like 12 knives? I looked in there and I got rid of about 8 knives. And then I went back here this morning and I'm like, well, if I got rid of 8, how many did I have? 1. This is a paring knife. You need to have one of those for the small items, you know, like a small potato, or if you want to, you know, cut off something small, because the big knife is going to be too big. I had this, maybe the apartment came with it because I don't know this brand. Gibson Home, I have no idea. That's 2. Steak knife with the teeth, that's 3. Another one, that's 4. This is 5. This is from my set. Another smaller one. I don't even need that. So that was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Serrated knife. I need that. 7. You need that for bread. And it's part of my set. It's heavy. I want that. This is another one of a chef knife, but this one is not that sharp, so I don't use it. So I'm gonna get rid of it. Then I had another serrated knife. This one is kind of flimsy. Who needs that? So I'm gonna get rid of that. And then when I went home, I got one of those sharp Japanese samurai. I don't know why I bought it, because I'm scared of it. I'm scared of it, but it's sharp and it works. And this is one I bought when I was here trying to look for a chef's knife. It's worthless, okay? These, I used to have at, this came with me when I had my restaurant. I used to have those. I think we kind of spread, you know, butter and stuff with these, so I'm going to keep that. But that's not a knife, really. And I had another one of these. So I need all this. So that's going to go. I'm going to keep that. That's going to go. I'm going to keep the big samurai. This is going to go. I'm going to keep my serrated knife. I don't need that. The steak knife, I don't eat steak, but I'm leaving it here. So look at that. All these are going to go. I want to adopt a minimalist type of life. I'm keeping my paring knife. You need that. So this is going to go, this is going to go, this is going to go. These, you know, I'm not sure if they came with the apartment, so I'm going to leave them in case the owner said, well, you got rid of my knives. So I'm leaving these for her. But these are going to go, right? So the silverware came with her, so I'm going to leave that. But this is what I mean. You don't know, you just blink and you start accumulating things. When you come to Panama, you need to invest in a good can opener, or you can bring your electric one. So this is good. Put that here. And then I look and I'm like, why do I need 2 sets of the here? I don't need to. So one is gonna have to go. Okay, this is going. And then why do we go? We order out. Why do we keep these? Why do I keep the straws? So these are gonna go in the trash, right? Oh my God. And then I don't know, when I bought a set of these little spoons, the measuring spoons, yeah, you need a set, right? Which is great when you're baking. And then I go back and I say, I have another one. Why do I need 2? I don't need 2, so that's going. You see how you declutter? Now, this is a pizza cutter. I do not eat pizza, but when I make a pie or something, I need it. So I'm not gonna throw that away. This is going. Those are, what do you call these again? That's going. Now this is a piece of something you need in your kitchen. You know, this helps when you are trying to score like a tomato. You could use a paring knife. You could use that to go in there and do this, or you could just do this. Woo. See? I like this. So I'm keeping my little baby. This is a little gadget that I need, so that stays. This is like to sharpen the knives, but this is so flimsy, it's pretty worthless. So that's gonna go, because you need a big one, and I need to get a big one. Yes, I need brushes when you're doing pies and stuff, and you're trying to do the egg wash. you need a little brush, okay? Now this is to open a bottle, like the glass bottle for Coke, but I don't use that, but I'll leave it. So I'm keeping this. And then this is to open my wine bottle, which is great, I need that. And then what? I saw another one. Why do I need another one? What is that? It looks like it's a knife too. Oh. I don't know what that is, but I don't use it, so it goes. A little brush to clean, yeah, I need that. And then I see another one of, I think I got this can opener, which is good when I'm opening the can of my evaporated milk. I need that, so I'm gonna keep that. So I'm keeping this. I'm keeping my little thing here. Now this I always need, this big straw, so that when I'm doing a smoothie that may have some veggie texture and stuff, so I need that. And I always have matches in my kitchen, so I'm keeping that. But the rest of it, and I have some rubber bands, but these are gonna go. And then when I'm doing the full kitchen, I'll show you, because in my, underneath the cabinet again, I'm gonna say how many skillets do I need. I don't need 3 or 4, so I'm gonna go down and down and down, because I'm trying to simplify my life. Oh, chopsticks. I couldn't remember the name of it. Chopsticks, but I don't know how to use them, but I'll keep it. That's insane. Too much. So I'm going to be doing that in the whole kitchen, and then I'm doing it in the bedroom. Whatever I don't use, I have like 3 suitcases. I'm going to offer them to people because I don't need. If I should move and have to get out of here, I want to be using 1 suitcase. And I have a backpack that can do some stuff, and that's all I need. Declutter. All right, so we're going to put that in here. I'm going to keep the chopstick, these 2 straws, my measuring teaspoon, I'm keeping that. My pizza cutter, we need a little brush, and then that's it. And here in Panama also, somebody will tell you, I don't know what these are. I think those were from like a mixer, but I'm not going to throw it away yet because I might find what I need it for. But look at another one. We're not doing this today, but I have to get rid of some of this junk. Declutter. I'm simplifying my life. I don't want all the stuff. No bueno. All right, so we're gonna add 1 tomato to our, so this tomato that I got, I'm gonna put that back because we're not using this today. We're gonna do the peppers. Oh, let me show you something else that I had bought. Oops. And something I'm gonna add to my curry was niame. Niame is what they use here in their sancocho soup. This is a type of yam. This is not yuca, okay? And this is the thing, you just peel it and then you cut it and you add it to your soups and your stews. And this is the only thing they add to their soups here. It's chicken, niame, oregano, and culantro. So that's it, no más, okay? So some places would add corn or carrots, but I was told, well, the classic sancocho doesn't use all that. So I'm going to add 1 of these to my what is it? It's not a stew, I call it a curry. All right. So, ooh, that looks good already. It looks nice and not so full of junk. Alright. So you see that? Now the Jamaican ones is yellow. Oh, so pretty. They call it yellow yam, right? Here we call it niame, N-A-M-E. Well, you know, in Spanish we have the ñe, which is the N with the scribble on top. We don't pronounce it ene, we say enye. So niame. You see why you need the paring knife? Because if you were to use that to cut that, you might cut yourself. It's just not, it's too big. It's not in scale, right? And that also, like the squash, cooks really fast. You know, in the Caribbean, you could make like a breakfast of eggs. They put not sardine, but herring and tomatoes, and then with the side of this or boiled plantains. Yeah, and then you have a slice of avocado. Yes, but I can't eat that heavy anymore. Like today, I'm just having the tea. I can't eat. I don't eat breakfast. I'm sorry. Don't judge me. And don't tell me breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I know. You know, I don't think we were told. I don't know. There's no reason for it, but. And then eating 3 meals a day. Who says you have to eat 3 times a day? You don't need to. Especially when you start getting older. Let your stomach rest. Like for me, I haven't had anything in my stomach since about 6 o'clock last night. So that's good. That's what you call intermittent fasting. You let your gut rest. Everything kind of resets itself. You get rid of junk. So when people talk about, let's do a detox, well, if you don't eat junk all the time, you're already detoxing, okay? And then if you're having tea, you have green tea and water, you good, sis. So when everybody's saying, oh, we're going to do a reset, you're going to do over there, I'm like, okay, well, I will not be joining you. I am good. You know, no, I'm not criticizing anybody. You could do whatever you want with your body. I know what I do with mine. And that's it. Just like I told someone, why do I need to go buy people's books about nutrition when I already know what to eat? And whenever they come up with something new, I'm skeptical. So I grew up with my grandmother telling us, go outside and pick some of those leaves and boil it. And when you have, you know, I used to have a lot of pain with my period. We had a tea for that, a tea for headache, a tea for everything, right? So I grew up with that. So I understand herbs and all that. So when you come to me and you're telling me about all your supplements and stuff, and I'm like, I can go out there, get some lemongrass or whatever, and you're good. I used to work someplace, the thing was growing wild. You get romero, all of a sudden everybody's telling about rosemary. We already knew about rosemary. And I was telling the sisters that when I was growing up, my grandmother used to we used to go see my grandmother. She lived a little bit in the country. And we would, all the grandkids, we love to go up to see grandma. And then somehow between July, we would be there July, August, right? And then right before we were to go back home to our parents, she would line us up and give us this oil emulsion thing. And boy, oh boy, then we were in line for the bathroom. That was the detoxing and deworming that grandma was doing to us. Woo! We just dreaded that, but you couldn't escape it. Grandma wouldn't let you escape. Because that was part of the routine of spending summer with grandma. That's how I travel. 1 suitcase carry-on, yep, don't need the stuff. Yes, I basically eat 1 huge meal a day, and I am not hungry the rest of the day. I walk, I rest. Yeah, good, Greta. Now my eating times are between like 12 and 4, you know. And then if I'm good, which I'm usually not, then after 4, if I'm hungry, I'll grab an apple or pear. I love apples and pear. And I said I was gonna be doing just carrots, apples, and then some greens if I have them. and lots of green tea because I needed to do a reset. For the last 2 weeks, I haven't been really good. All right, so we have our peas. Let's do the peppers. So we can start actually. We're only using one of the nyames, not two. And I'm gonna crush some of the allspice and with the ginger when I am cooking my peas and my peppers. So whatever I have that is looking a little old, I'm gonna use. So that goes in. And I wanted to show you the ahi chumbo that we get here. So you go into the store and it says fresh ahi chumbo empacado package, I guess. So this is what somebody told me there are Scotch bonnet peppers. I don't think they're Scotch bonnet. I think they're more like habanero, but who cares, right? And in this you get that, and it's about 165, so that's not bad. Ooh, the clouds are coming. It's gonna rain. Yes, Lord, the bitter medicine. Yes. My grandma, let me tell you, you could not run away because there was nowhere to run, nowhere to run. Grandma was right there. I really never knew what was in it. I think castor oil was part of it. We call that with my sweetie castor oil. She used to love that. Now see, when my grandma was alive, castor oil, now everybody's talking about castor oil. I grew up on the stuff. When you had a fever, they just lathered the stuff on you, your hair, your body. It bring your fever down, just like that. So please, there's nothing new under the sun, okay? So don't come at me trying to impress me with your new knowledge. It's not new. It is not new. All right. Vamos a empezar. Let me check on my mixture here because timing is everything. Ooh. Ooh, it looks so good. Still green though. Still green. Let's yank the temperature up a bit, okay? So now here we have, I have red pepper, green pepper, pimiento, cebolla roja, red onion, cebolla roja means red, right? Okay. I probably should, oh, I have chickpeas too. Oh, I forgot. I need to add chickpeas to my curry. I cooked the chickpeas last night. You could see lots of garlic and bay leaves. Hoja de laurel. Hoja de laurel. Laurel, I guess that's how they would say it. Laurel. Hoja means leaves, okay? So I have a whole pack. I love this stuff too. Just throw it in most everything. I think though I need to start cooking that rice. So we are going to strain my herb oil in my little container. And so I can use my pan because remember, I'm decluttering. I don't want to buy another pan. No. So I always try to make sure I have oil on hand. Then I don't need to buy anything for my hair. No scalp, no hair food, none of that. Don't need any of that anymore. And if you wanted to, you could add a couple of drops of lavender or anything else that you want to add so that, you know, if you don't want it to smell like rosemary. But rosemary is a nice smell. All right. One pot, Lord, one skillet. So, only a little bit of water. Eat rice because I don't need a lot. Alright. So we have garlic, we have ginger, and the red onions. Now this is a curry, so I don't need everything to be small in terms of size. We want everything to be a little chunky. So I'm going to use all the onions because I don't want to leave it here and it going bad. And I do have yellow onions, but I need to use this. This was left over from the salad, the quinoa salad. And like everywhere else, red onion is a bit more expensive. I'll tell you, I went to the store the other day and I'm like, things are not cheap. Things are not cheap here in terms of food. So, oil. Ginger, allspice, so the other day I watched this lady, she got some beautiful mushrooms and then she made this creamy like she got some cheese and she seasoned it like cream cheese and then she filled the pretty mushroom like big bowl and then she kept rolling it in batter and flour and Italian breadcrumbs and other things and put it in an egg and over and over and over and then she fried it. And then everybody was like, oh my God, the baking of a chef. And I'm like, why would you do that to beautiful mushroom? I'm sorry. I feel like if you take a beautiful vegetable and then you fry it, I don't know. I feel like you're just being disrespectful to the veggie. Why fry it? These are the people who would use a huge salad and then they lather it with that ranch dressing. They add all kinds of stuff, bacon bits and everything, and they feel like they're doing something good, right? And then that's the one that gets me. Then they get a Diet Coke. I used to laugh so hard. I'm like, are you trying to be healthy by drinking the Diet Coke? You finish it off. You took beautiful ingredients and then you lather it up with fat. And then you have a Diet Coke. I'm like, is that to assuage your conscience? No, don't do that, people. Think about what you're doing. Oil and vinegar, that's all you need, in your salad if you're trying to be healthy. Because, after a certain age, especially menopause, where your thyroid almost quits working and your estrogen level is low, you just need to reduce your caloric intake. It's physics, intake and output. When you're young, you're able to burn more than what you put in, then that way you're in a negative. But here, it doesn't work that way. In menopause, no. And then if you don't exercise to burn it, it turns into fat. Oh, God. But I know how my body is so sensitive to, you know, I cheat one day and I see it the next day. I have no room to cheat. Nope. All right. Look at this beauty. All right, I'm gonna turn the thing on for the rice. Oh, I'll turn it off. Okay. Look how pretty. Aww. Now remember, keep an eye on your heat. All right, we're gonna put some peppers. I'm not gonna use all of it. Everything in scale, right? So after this now, I'm going to smash some allspice. I love that allspice. The Jamaicans they put it in everything. And I don't want to bite into one though. So I'm going to turn this down. Yep, also this guy was talking the other day. He said that he is a neurologist and talking about plastic. You know, plastic is getting such a bad rap these days. Now see, I'm moving this off a little bit because I don't want my garlic to burn. So I'm putting it away from the heat. Then I'm just gonna crush. And what I need is, well, see, that's another gadget. Oh, never mind. A spice grinder. So I'm just gonna crush them. Okay? And then just do this. See, you can do this. Where there's a will, there's a way, right? This is a lot easier than me buying a spice grinder. Even though I might have to break down and get one. It won't take too much space. Okay, nice. So that goes in. Ooh, the water's already almost boiling. Whew. All right, I have some ginger here left over. I don't have a teaspoon, so I'm going to just scrape this ginger. That's how you peel ginger, with a spoon, okay? Easy does it. You don't need a knife. You don't need a peeler. Otherwise, you're going to lose most of your ginger. You don't want to do that. And I think that ginger is going to add a nice little flavor balance to the curry. Okay, my water is almost ready. All right. All right. And again, everything in scale. I think that's enough. Watch your fingers. You stack and then you chop, right? Ooh, that is so good. Now this you want to chop fine, right? You don't want to bite on a piece of ginger. But you know it's going to be good for you inside your dish. Lovely. All right, vamos. Ooh, that's a lot. Maybe not all of it. That's enough. You know, it's like a nice tablespoon. We're gonna put that to the side. I'm gonna add it to something else. Okay? Pepper. And again, this is like a stew, so you don't want things to be too small. Small dice. Now this is on low, it's on 3. Oops, water is boiling. And while that's happening, I'm going to turn this on because I'm turning the water kettle on because we are going to blanch our green peas, edamame and green peas. Ooh, that looks so pretty. I think I need more red. All right, so we're gonna use more red. Okay, dice. Okay, there we go. Lovely. Ooh. Yeah. All right, water is boiling. It's time to put the rice in. A little bit of oil, a little bit of salt, pinch for the rice. Then we're going to get the rice and wash it. I like jasmine rice, but jasmine rice is expensive here. And just the fact that I don't use rice that much, so it doesn't justify, right here, no mas. It doesn't justify me buying jasmine rice expensive. Like around the holidays, if I'm having people over, I might. But also in my cupboard, I have lots of beans, all kinds of beans. I don't know if I told you, I saw this lady who is, I think she was Korean or Thai. She was telling us the best way to cook rice, to add a little bit of shortening to the rice, she said. It just gets it glistening. So I'm gonna put a little bit of shortening. He said it makes it. So that's another thing. I think I told Greta, if you don't know how to cook rice, just buy a rice cooker. But that would be another piece of gadget, another gadget. No, not doing it. Not doing it. Okay. So you see, it's almost giving you like a 2-to-1 ratio in terms of water to the rice. All right. I remember when we were making sushi in school, we had to buy the arborio rice, which is a special sushi rice, and we had to wash that thing like 10 times. Which to me didn't make sense because if you're trying to keep the gluten, because sushi rice needs to be sticky. Anyway, I'll leave it to the experts. All right, so now we're going to blanch our peas. Sorry. So we have some green peas. I think I have, what is that? Sweet peas left over. Now, I blanch them because I want to keep that green color like we showed you last time with the broccoli. So, I had a hard time finding lima beans here when I first got here. And then I went to the store, I went to Reba Smith, and I'm like, how come you don't have lima beans? And then the next time I went there, he had it. I was so excited. This is edamame. With edamame, you have a little bit of extra soy. You have soy, so you have some protein. So if you want extra protein, buy edamame and green peas. Green peas has a moderate amount of protein as well. All right, so we're gonna just pour some of that hot water over and cover it with a towel. And keep an eye on it because you're trying to keep that green color, right? Okay. Let me get a towel. So what you're doing here, you're steaming it, right? Okay. All right. Oh, this is beautiful. All right, now we can season, and then we're gonna add the chickpeas. So, woo. Okay. Oh yes. Now I had my facial, my steam facial. All right. Now I told you that the Brussels sprout was going to change color, right? Yep. All right. Ooh, and I think the okra is just, it's just about done. It's so good. All right. I don't want it to overcook. And this was the nyame. Looks a little weird. And the squash. Cooks so fast. It's crazy. Alright. Alright, so with pepper. Adobo. Paprika. Now I have some leftover jalapeno. I am going to slice some jalapeno in there. Maybe I'll do it towards the end. Let's wait, because I like the flavor of the jalapeno. But what I want to put in there is the ahi chumbo. One of those that I showed you. Right here. So I put a whole one in there. And I do that for flavor, all right? So when you have a mixture, you want to use the red one because that means they're riper. And the green ones, it's like pepper, you know, they change color as they get older. All right. All right. So, let's see, ¿qué más? Cumin, you know I love cumin. And the acid, you always leave it towards the end. I'm gonna add a little bit of curry powder. I absolutely love curry powder. And I like the color that it adds to the dishes. So I like that. Sage, no. Okay. So, I'm keeping an eye on my rice. Sorry guys, my face is by the camera. So when you do that to the rice, like halfway, you just kind of make sure you do the bottom so it doesn't stick so much, right? because when you're ready to turn the heat down, you don't want to get a big old thick crust. Even though they eat that here. That was a shock to me. And I'm like, what? You're eating that? Because we eat that, but it usually was us children. Okay. Everything tastes so good. Listen, I keep telling y'all, take time to season your food. So we're gonna put the chickpeas, and then we're gonna add our coconut milk. And the chickpeas cooked with some garlic. So some of the garlic has, you know, the skin has come off. But I like to press the garlic and add it back because I don't want to lose any of that flavor, right? But I don't want the bay leaves. But the water from the beans, from the chickpeas cooking is flavorful, so I don't want to lose that. And sometimes I save it. And then if I want to use this as stock, then I'll use the strainer and put them in. So all these, I'm taking the garlic, I'm leaving the garlic in there for flavor, but taking the shell off, right? Okay. My rice is just about dry. Then we're gonna cover it up so it can cook. I'm gonna turn this up because the chickpeas is already cooked. Okay, I need more curry powder because I want, and I'm gonna add some turmeric because turmeric is good for you, but it gives you that yellow. Use turmeric to cook. Don't just use turmeric like it's just for the smoothies, okay? And then towards the end, I'll cut in that tomato. Ooh, look at that. Ooh. All right, so now my rice is done. I'm going to cover it and steam. It's gonna take like 10 minutes. It will be done. And I think I'm gonna turn the stove off. Ooh. Everything's coming together. Look at this. Look how beautiful. Let's taste. All right. So the cover goes on here for the rice to steam. I'm going to turn the heat down to maybe 3 or 2. So this is good. I am going to add the liquid here. This is the chickpea water. Don't throw it away. It's flavor. Yes. Give me my chickpeas. Give me my garlic. You can keep the rest. So we're gonna need a little bit more liquid because this is a curry. Oh, I should have put that coconut milk in there first, but that's okay. Whoop, whoop. Maggie. Now I see people take the coconut, packet it, grate it. It's too much work. I like shortcuts. So you want to do your fresh coconut, go for it. Go for it. Ooh, look at this. It's beautiful. All right, so now I'm gonna get the nyame. I'm gonna add it in here, okay? This was the yam, right? And I don't know why, I just love to roast things. I feel like they taste a lot better. I'm gonna put these in there almost at the end because I don't want my my okra to overcook. So I'm gonna cover this for a minute and let it cook for like 5. In the meantime, let me taste. I'm gonna put a couple of bay leaves in there. I'm gonna fish out towards the end. I'm gonna make a bouquet garni with, oh, I forgot my peas in there. Can't forget them. So now I'm going to use the strainer again and then put some cold water, ice water in those peas so they do not overcook. That's the strainer. Yes. So remember, you put the ice cube to stop the cooking process and you preserve your color. Yes. If you want to keep your broccoli and your peas remain green, then you have to put some ice water. You do the same thing with eggs. When you're cooking eggs, you cook eggs for 5 minutes, you let them sit in the water for 5 minutes, then you take them out and you put them in an ice bath for 5 minutes. And when you're ready to peel your eggs, perfecto. Okay? This is a tip. Alright, here we go here. Y luego, what else we have to do? We have the Swiss chard to cook. Oh, bouquet garni first, bouquet garni, which means I need the fresh thyme and cilantro or parsley. Ooh, this cilantro is about a week old, and you know that's about as long as it lasts, if that, because they don't last long here. Which is fine. If I didn't have the bay leaves in there, I could have added it to the bouquet, but I don't need to. But thyme is another thing that we love using, okay? It's another one I read, and it's like, it's a miracle herb. And I'm like, what is? It says thyme. And I'm like, oh my God, we've been using this thing for generations. Now remember, all Caribbean culture comes from Africa. Everything comes from Africa. Okay, I know. Don't get upset. It's the truth. All right, so this is, sometimes you have to reset this stupid stove. Okay. So now we have our beans. What we have left to do, we're gonna put that towards the end because see how it's already cooked? Yum, yum, yum. Okay. All these go back in. More peppers. Oh, and I have some green onions I can use towards the end. I need to use them before they go bad. And this week, I also bought a lot of beets. I'm gonna roast them. Maybe I'll do a video about them. I love roasted beets. And I think someone said, I've never had beets like that. Oh yeah. You can. You certainly can. All right, so I'm gonna drain the peas into another dish so that I can chop the last green, the bok choy and the Swiss chard. Okay. Yes. We got our peas. I don't need to do anything to them because they're gonna go in the curry, so that's fine. But come here, little Swiss chard. I don't think I need to save the spine because I have a bunch. Well, yeah, let's save them. I need to make more stock today. But because I haven't been cooking a lot, I have a lot of stock. You know, after I cook here, I don't cook for the rest of the week for myself. I just graze. I buy some sardines and I'll make some lo mein, you know, something real simple. But a real meal, so I'm gonna sit down, I don't eat breakfast, so for lunch, if I crack a couple of eggs, I'll add some tomatoes, or if I have some, I bought spinach, I always buy spinach. So that's usually gonna be my meal. But the Swiss chard is beautiful. I guess you could use them as a salad. I wasn't used to them that much in the States, but I'll take them over lettuce. Lettuce, I'm not a lettuce fan. So you're not gonna see me buy, you know, the lettuce that you get for Caesar salad and stuff, because Caesar salad is high fat, so I don't use that. So when I was in the States, if I was making a salad, I prefer to use spinach. I don't care for kale that much, even though people say it's really good for you. I can put it in like a smoothie. Yeah. When I had the cafe, I used to buy dehydrated kale and dehydrated spinach. The dehydrated kind seem to do better in smoothies. All right, so we're gonna chop this really fine, not really fine, but fine enough, because it's gonna disappear in the curry, and that's what we want. We don't want big chunks of green. Well, maybe that's enough. Maybe I don't need to put the bok choy. Yeah, I don't want to overpower it. So let's just do this one and see how that goes. We're gonna rinse it and be ready. And then now it's just putting the rest of the things together and seasoning, and we're done. Now remember to always rinse your greens really well. Okay, it's important. There is a dish that I watched a Haitian lady make the other day. I think she's from somewhere south of Florida, in Florida, and she showed how it's a leaf. We call it lalo, but I think they call it something different in places like Trinidad and Tobago. And she was showing how she washes the veggie, the leaf. She cut it really small and then she washed it several times. I'm like, oh, okay. It's good. All right. Here goes the squash. And I'm going to squash some of the squash. No pun intended. Remember, we want to use some of it as a thickener. So we're just going to wash it against the side, right? Mm-hmm. Look at that. Yes. Look at that. It cooks so fast. Now see, it's already getting a little bit thick, but I need more. So maybe most of it is going to be pressed against the side. So the squash is going to be, so when I make the squash soup, after I don't roast it, I boil the squash. And then you blend some of it in a blender and it becomes your thickener. So this, I think it's almost. So the squash was my thickener. Yes. Why not? Why not? I see. Okay. Very good. Well done. All right. So now we're going to add. Look at that. So maybe I want to put all of it because I think it might be a bit much. It would be okay to save some of it for me to eat separately. Oh yeah. Yep, we don't need to use all of it. Look at that. Wow. All right, I'm gonna save the rest of it. Then I'm gonna add the peas for color. Ooh. Oh, I don't know, I think I need to add a little bit more water. Stock. I have some stock I was throwing. All right, that's enough. Ooh, nice. So I'm gonna let it cook for like 5 minutes and then add the Swiss chard and we will be done. So the rest of my okra and Brussels sprouts and carrots, so I have leftover for later in the week. Let it cool and then put it back in the fridge. I love Brussels sprouts. I really do. So you can cook your okra like this. And you see it's nice and soft. With the herb oil. For that, if you're eating eggs or if you're eating meat, this is a nice side, isn't it? Yes. This is just as good as ratatouille. That you may want to have in your fridge as a side for anything that you eat. If you have grain, let's say you have some quinoa and you're trying to have a side, you can add broccoli, whatever else you want to add to this, okay? Why not? So I have my other 2 packs of okra. I might just cook them and then Put them in the fridge, in the freezer. Yes. But these, I might stew a little bit with carrots. I'll put it with the bok choy. What else can I put in there? Okay. Getting ideas. Oh, and I can put some roasted corn in there, and it's gonna be almost like a succotash. Succotash? This is a southern type of dish I see people make with the lima beans. Yeah. Ooh. Look at that. I can taste the allspice, but it needs a little bit more. Remember, this is the time for me to kind of check the flavor profile and add a little bit of that, and of course some acid at the end. It's not hot now; it doesn't taste hot, so I'm going to add my jalapeno. Oh, I'm still going to wait. I'm going to do the jalapeno all the way at the end. My rice should be done now. Look how pretty. Look at the rice. Perfect. Every time. Perfect. Every time. So I don't need a rice cooker. Oh, I didn't even put the shortening in there. All right, 5 minutes, and then we're going to be plating this. We're gonna do it in our pretty bowl, in our Chinese-looking bowl. We're gonna put the rice and then the curry. The curry on the side. Coconut milk. I'm gonna add a little bit. I think I want more color, so I'm gonna add even more curry powder. I like the orange taste. And turmeric, curcuma or turmeric. All right. Any questions, you guys? I love hot rice and the crust. Yeah, we're here. Not the jalapeno. You don't have to have the jalapeno. But the jalapeno is not hot. It's just like intro into hot peppers. Hot peppers are good for you. It helps your digestion. It makes you sweat so you can open your pores. Oh, goodness. How are you guys doing? Any questions? You really hungry? Oh. Yes, so you're gonna have your curry and you're gonna have your white rice, or you could have used quinoa. I don't think I've used couscous here. Couscous is not a grain that I'm used to, but I've used barley and I've used the brown grain. What do they call it? It's not barley. But that one, when I cooked it, it did not sit well with my, because I told you guys, I feel like I'm not lactose. I'm gluten sensitive. So last weekend I had a croissant and something else, and it was just like, Maggie, you shouldn't have had it, but I did. I'm not perfect. I am weak when it comes to certain foods. If I like something and I buy it, the thing I'm struggling now is nuts. I buy these little nut mix. Oh, I could eat 2 bags sitting. They're not big, granted, but they have a healthy amount of fat in them. So it's like, you gotta pull back. Nurse Clayton, how are you? I was making the statement because I can't believe it was forgotten. What was forgotten, Greta? Did I forget something? So I may still add a little bit of cornstarch, just a tad. Oh my goodness, the okra, the peas, the carrots. Okay, it's just so pretty. And remember, we call that a curry. Even though it's got curry powder, but the whole dish, you had to fix a plate of green because looking at the pot makes me hungry. Oh, but listen, this is what you do with your food. You just think of what you have. And usually when I'm cooking, I just look around and see what do I have that I need to use in a hurry. And that's how I start, plotting what I'm gonna cook. So now, let's work on the flavor. That last bit of coconut milk was perfect. Oh, it's good. It is so good. All right. So I'm gonna add some of the greens. I might not even need to put all the Swiss chard in there. I think that's enough. So I'm gonna, again, I could add the Swiss chard to the rest of my okra that I'm gonna make that succotash without any, no root vegetables. I'm not gonna put nyami or any of that. But I'm gonna get that corn and add the corn into the mix. Towards the end, after I roast the corn, it's got the crunch with the okra. Next level. Play with your food, folks. Play with your food. Yeah. I didn't need all the Swiss chard, only a little bit of it, Greta. Because we want to keep that bright color. So I have to hurry and put that little bit of that cornstarch in there so that I don't lose. Where is it? There it is. Yes, and I did buy another bag of Palo Alto coffee. I'm telling you, if you see it in the States, try it. All right, so we're just about done. I'm gonna add a little cornstarch, not a lot. Whew. Yep, never know why this thing is beeping. To this day, I don't know what it means. But it stops on its own. And I haven't had any issues, so I don't worry about it. All right, vamos. Así. Yep. That's what you do. Ooh-wee. Oh my goodness. Here comes the jalapeno. Greta, close your eyes. Jalapeno. Ooh-wee. Yee. And some green onions. I'll leave the green onions. The jalapeno is just perfect. I'm gonna squeeze a little bit of lemon juice, lime juice. And I am doing what I call monte au beurre, a little bit of, look at that. You always finish your dish, not every dish, not in the rice. A little bit of acid ties everything together. And this is the consistency you want of your curry, okay? It's not so thick, but it can coat the back of your spoon. I remember the chef used to say that to us all the time. That's the consistency you want. So I'm gonna take the bouquet garni out. This comes out. And I'm gonna fish out the bay leaves because we don't want people biting into that. So, turn everything off. Bay leaves. Anything else? Oh, man. This is a curry, you guys. Like big old habanero pepper comes out. I think I might have another bay leaf in there, and I'm gonna add a little bit of unsalted butter, and we are done. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh. I'm so blessed that I enjoy cooking, right? If I'm sad, which is not very often, sometimes I'm concerned. I may have something heavy on my heart that I'm trying to figure out. And especially whenever I have to deal with something, I go inwards and I just kind of go quiet and try to think, oh, here's the other baby. Try to think of how to resolve the issue because I'm not spontaneous like that. I feel like when you don't think things through, you make the wrong decision or you say the wrong thing to people. And I always give myself time for that. Look at that. Woo. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I think I could use a little pinch of salt. And then it's gonna bring it home. Yeah, it does have a little kick because I added the jalapeno. Don't add it, Greta. You're good. Okay, so we are good. We are ready. Take all this off. And we're gonna plate. Starch goes back up. Yeah, I still have some ginger. All right. So we have our plate. Wow, look at this. Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? Are you watching this? This is my other phone. I gotta take pictures. See this beautiful pot. This is a curry that has okra in it. This is my first time making it with okra. But, so, we're going to mold our rice in here and then put the curry on the side. Feliz cumpleaños, sus cumpleaños. Oh, beautiful. Yes. Okay. I think I probably should have used something smaller. That's a lot of rice. Okay, that's enough. So what you do, you press it down, the rice, you press it into this. When somebody gifted me these two things, you would have thought she gave me $1,000. I was so grateful because it's not something I didn't bring any of that stuff from home. And then you do this. There you go. Okay. Then we're gonna get a scooper. A ladle. Oh, maybe not. This is a scooper. Not really a ladle. And you're just going to put your curry on the side. The challenge is not to touch the rice, but sometimes you can't help it. Now there's no meat in here. This is vegan, okay? Vegetarian, vegan. Wow. It came out so good. It really did, especially with the okra. This is my first time adding okra to it. And the nyame usually is peas, squash, Brussels sprouts. Ooh, oh, it's so pretty. Oh my gosh. Now that is a hearty bowl. That could have been a bowl too, right? When we did our bowl last month, that could have been a bowl. So I'm trying to think what I'm gonna put to decorate. Maybe a couple of slices of lemon would do the trick. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah. I think a couple of slices of lemon will do the trick. Aww. Ooh, I'm scared of that one. Let's see. Yeah. Aww. Yep. And voila. Voila, voila, voila. There's a French song that goes like this. Voila, voila. Oh, with this cute little girl who sings it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is another bowl. This is one of our fall. It's heavy. So you eat that, you're going to be full for the day. Oh my word. Look at that. Woo. This is a curry, vegetable curry with rice. So we have okra. I didn't even put the tomatoes, which I don't need it. I don't think we had room to add anything else. But it's got Brussels sprouts, Swiss chard, okra, carrots, peppers, edamame, green peas, chickpeas, jalapeno. Look at it. Look at it. Play with your food. Play with your food, guys. Do not limit yourself. Experiment. Try. This could have been a bowl. And then you can think of what you use to decorate. You know, I could have stuck a piece of, what what is it? I don't say spinach, but not spinach. But parsley, you could have put a piece of parsley there to decorate. Isn't that beautiful? Can you fix my bowl, please? I think it came out amazing. Look at that. Oh, and everything in it. Oh, it's got nyame, which is the yam. Everything in here is good for you. Maybe not the rice so much, but everything is good. Look at that. Remember that you eat with your eyes. Whatever you're cooking, make sure it looks appealing, and always think of contrast, you know, different colors, because then it sends a message to your brain and you start salivating and you enjoy it better. All right? All right, guys, that's it for today. Unless you have questions, I think I'll post what the ingredients were in the chat on the page, so that. And again, you're not limited by what's in here. You could add broccoli, you could put spinach, whatever you want in it. The idea with the curry is that you want the consistency, and it's like Thai, you know, infused or whatever, because it's got the coconut milk in it, right? And you saw me put turmeric and the powder, curry powder in there, because I like the orange color, but because you have the green, so it's not so orangey, it's kind of a balance. But I think it came out good. And here you could put anything you want in here. And if you don't want rice, you don't have to have rice. You can just have it by itself. Or if you want to make some chips with the pita chips, you could do that too. Okay? Just be inspired. Just go try it. Try something different. And eat with your eyes and feed your body the right thing. Don't forget the chickpeas. So you're not missing any protein. You have chickpeas, you have edamame, you have green peas. All have a certain amount of protein, good amount of protein in it. So you're good. And as an older person, you need protein to build muscles, right? Because if you don't have muscles, then let's say you go on a low-fat diet, then you're going to lose muscle mass, and that's not good. And this morning when I was in bed, I watched this doctor talk about the GLP-1 drug, the Ozempic, and what happens when you lose weight, you also lose muscles, which is not good. So be careful, okay? If you want to lose weight, do it naturally. Do it naturally. And like I said, it's physics. Intake and output. What you put in, what you burn, it has to be an inverse balance. So you have to eat less and move more. And somebody said that. He said there's no secret to maintaining your weight. Is especially as we get older. As I said, when you're young, you have estrogen, you're burning a lot. I remember having my second child, I gained maybe 20 pounds. And within a month of giving birth, I look exactly like I did before I got pregnant. Even with my third, I lost the baby weight, and then everything started to slow down. That's when I started to put the weight on. And you know, you're not paying attention. I should have known. So if you are in your 30s and 40s, please be careful and be mindful that this estrogen depletion is going to catch up with you. It's going to catch up with you, the belly fat, catch up with you in your butt. And the next thing you know, you get on this stage, you're like, oh my God. And I go back now and I look at some pictures and I'm like, wow, I look like this. I wasn't even aware I looked like I was so overweight and swollen. I had some pictures and I see my face. You know how you used to retain water around your period? That was one thing. But mine was exaggerated. And of course I was eating all the stuff, you know, the rice and all that. That now I'm like, gotta pull back. If I go to a restaurant and I have the fish and I have the patacones, then I have to watch myself for the next few days so I can kind of reverse it a little bit. And my body does not, it's not forgiving. If I mess up, I eat something or I don't work out or whatever, trust me. And I told you, I have a big mirror in my bedroom. I can't escape. Oh my God. But anyway, you guys, you have a good day, okay? God bless. I'll talk to you next week. So next week, we're making soup jumeau, which is that squat. It's intense. It takes a little time. So Make sure you have your tea and your wine or whatever next week, because it's gonna take a little while, because you know Haitian food takes time. I'm not gonna lie to you, but you can't rush perfection, and I believe our food is amazing. Eat of that soup. You can have it at the time, but it's a nice, beautiful, buttery, amazing. All right, guys, I'm gonna enjoy some of it, and you know I'm always afraid to break into this because it's so pretty. I don't want to eat that. All right, God loves you. Bye bye.